Hello, Bruce again, and decided to start making another video for my video diary that nobody will ever see. So, start off with my buddy here. Yeah, say hi. And we're gonna go to show people who I'm watching at the very moment. This guy has a podcast called Meltdown. You can see it over there. And it's Scott Carney is the who's interviewing him. But if you ever want to really see what's going on, the reality, if you will, of our government system, he's the dude. So yeah, that's who I'm watching now. And I'm just going to continue my rant and rave at society in general because I'm really upset with everything. It's just the United States of America should be totally ashamed of itself. So here's my, I don't know if you can see this, I'll just read it. It's from New Hampshire Superior Court. Anyways, I was called for jury duty and I decided not to go. You were scheduled to report to jury duty on, well, in this case, Monday, November 18th, 2024. Our records indicate that you failed to appear. I did all sorts of things because I have a bad hip, which is just it's an excuse, but it's not really why I didn't do it. Failure to report for jury service is a misdemeanor under New Hampshire law. Due to your current status, you have been granted a one-time postponement of jury service to a date in the future. Okay, so at least they probably looked at my hip thing. You will receive another summons with complete instructions regarding your scheduled service date. And I can guarantee you, I'm looking very forward to that. Thank you very much. What's your name? Lynn Anger. Oh, her last name is Anger. All right, she's the jury center manager. All right, Mrs. Anger. I look forward to your letter. Tell me when my next jury service is. And at that point, I'm going to put it proudly amongst my other juror badges that I would not like. I might go this time just to and wear like a department of, have DOI like the DOJ, but DOI, Department of Injustice. That will be my attire if I go, and maybe a Free Palestine hat. What else can I do to make sure I get picked on the jury? So, I have nothing else. At least I can spread the word about. And speaking of Department of Injustice, this guy I just showed you on the screen there, who also Don't Look. He was a writer on Don't Look Up, that movie. He has a lot of other things as well. I haven't even really checked out. I just seen him right now, and I started watching. And that always inspires me, maybe to do a little rant and rave. And my contribution is nothing. And I don't really know much. I just know what we've been all sort of led to believe. I'll just lower this a little bit. So, yeah, on the fly recording here. So, I don't know. I'm disgusted. I just had a friend here. He's a nice guy. He plays drums, so we jam. He's so typical of the average American. That's just, that's the thing that's most scary, is just how little we all care. You know what I mean? The average American just he was like the perfect example. And I'm like just preaching to him the whole, he was here for 3 days, something like that, the whole time about, what's going on? Are you aware of this? Blah, 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 all the, whatever it is. I am aware of a lot of different things. I can't, you don't want to deep dive into those issues with me. You want to deep dive with somebody like this guy here and many others. Yeah, I think there's a whole lot of people out there that if you want to watch and really know what's going on in the society, regardless of what rabbit hole you go down, that's what's really so bad. It's just like, God, I mean, it's all the bad things, like, everywhere. It's like a cancer, where it just spreads all over the body. Everything is like really, really, really bad. It just, when you really look at what's behind the scenes or whatever, I can give you 100 examples. Things that are just, back in la-di-da days, which wasn't that long ago, where I was just that typical American that I was describing, who's my buddy there. And I just don't even want to be around him. I'm sure people like have a little more insight in what's going on here, like kind of think that, even after 3 days of drilling into him, I still think he's going to go blah, 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 blah. I mean, just like more concerned about zoning out on football games and what have you, which is like sort of the focus of America, right? So yeah, it's sad. It's very, very sad. Sad as can be. Sad as can be. Sad as can be. So, yeah, I wish everybody would just start to wake up, in my request, as far as, and I guess you can only do that by doing what I was doing with him. It's just like, hey, buddy, this, and knowing a little bit about a lot, like, in his case, he's married to a Brazilian woman, and, I said, well, how are they here in this country, legally wise, they're on green cards or whatever for the most part. The woman he's married to is, I think she's a citizen now, but, so I'm like, well, there's a thing called BRICS, and, the probably, that could affect their life somehow in a negative way due to the upcoming sort of Donald Trump. But he's not even in his radar at all, any of it, So, but that's just the typical American. I'm not bad-mouthing him. I'm just saying he is like your average American. It's like, I eat with purpose. When I eat food, it's like, okay, it's going to give me this kind of nutrition here. And mainly a lot of it's like, let's get this off here. See my hair? I did it especially for you. Yeah, it's, so I try to eat well, and it's, I believe, maybe a lot healthier, and I had good mood diet, plus it's sort of the site I came up with because it seemed to affect my general mood, like radically, to this day. So I mean, I'm certainly not nearly as sort of generally depressed, other than, I like the hat better. Let me put it back on. It's a mess here. I gotta get a haircut. So anyways, not that I care or you care or anyone else cares. I just don't want you to leave if this happens to get any views because, having a bad hair day. It didn't really come down to that. So yeah, it's mostly about not eating the bad things as much as anything, and maybe taking a few obvious supplements. That's the thing that's just like, if your doctor should be giving you, I would say 8 supplements. I could name them here. Okay, let me name them real quick. You should take taurine. You should take a lot of your vitamins. Your vitamin B complex, B12, and that you don't have to do that much. Don't take anything according to the plans, okay? Just do it here and there is good. Fish oil, however, really good high quality fish oil, you want to do that daily. Then there's a couple like things I do, like spirulina, which is like this algae thing, and this other astaxanthin, or how you pronounce it, begins with A. Those are 2 algae. One of them's red. One of them makes flamingos red and salmon red. The other one's spirulina, which is green. They make smoothies out of it, shit, but you just take a powder or pill. So those two, and then some magnesium glycinate. That's the one I go with, which is the one I would recommend. That you should do quite a bit. Number one, maybe creatine. You know, sort of you think of it as a bodybuilding sort of related thing, but creatine is probably the best thing that if you had to pick one, that would be something you should really do on a daily basis, in my opinion. There's mitochondrial ones, you know, those are probably the 8 that everybody should do, and there's probably a couple of them. Vitamin D3, you want to do that one with a, potassium product, K2, I think. So you want to do those together, so I do those together. But yeah, vitamin D3 is something you want to do a lot of, okay? And you can't, none of these can you overdo. You can do them daily, 3 times a day, or once a week. Even once a week, it's something you don't have in your system, right? That you now have in your system. Your body will store it, in my opinion, where it needs it. So just give it enough. You don't have to overdo it. But there's things that I feel like creatine, like when I monitor myself, creatine seems to just like when I do it regularly, my mood's a little bit just better. Okay, so Good Mood Diet Plus, that's what I call my site. But that's also where I put my music. It's also where I'm putting these guys, these rants, we'll call them. And all I try to do is just give good advice. That's me, all right? So all these people, like, here's my advice, watch that guy, or, you know, and then maybe come up with some stupid song, you know what I mean, that, you know, maybe you like. So and that I just do improvising. I don't have this, I don't write out lyrics. I don't have a game plan even on what I'm gonna play. So it's just sort of spontaneous. But I have sort of focal, what I call, you know, sort of channel something. I'll channel a subject and see if I can't come up with a song. You know, like putting a quarter in the slot machine, go, song, yeah. So maybe it's not much different than that. Oh yeah, so I wanted to talk about lawyers. That was sort of when I came in here, because everything is, you know, I'll tell you, you know, what I say today might not be relevant 2 weeks from now, or I might be saying something wrong, because we're constantly, at least in my case, I'm constantly learning new things. So something I said 2 weeks ago, well, there's, you know, there's lots of cases. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, so these are, you know, this date right now is December 3rd, I believe, and 2024. So it's, you know, what I'm saying right now might have relevance 10 years from now. It might be wrong tomorrow because I've learned something new. So yeah, there's a lot of cases and videos I made in the past that, you know, oh, well, that's not really right, Bruce. But that's not because I was trying to say something wrong. That's just because I didn't have, you know, wasn't playing with a full deck at that point. And so I'm always looking to improve my general knowledge about as much as I can. And a lot of it's really, really relevant. And I've always kind of, you know, even back in the day, the old joke my father used to say, what do you call 1,000 dead lawyers at the bottom of the ocean? A good start. So it's really, you know, he's a straight guy. I mean, he's not one that's like preaching death, but he also knows and knew, you know, I know my father knew a lot more than he was leading on when, you know, I wish I could talk to him now. But okay, maybe I'll do something about him at some point. He was, you know, pretty long history of interesting things. So, anyways, he hated lawyers with a passion, detested lawyers, and he knew that lawyers, as I would suspect, because I've had bad experiences with lawyers and with law in general, and just in that it's so corrupt and so. You can't say anything good about any trial, right? They're all like slow motion because it's a big money grab by lawyers. But they're just, when you really go to the top of everything, you know, where the fundamental sort of everything is in government, it's lawyers that are They're the guys with the guns, you know, out front. They're the real gangsters. And they do things like sue governments. You know, they'll go to Panama and have some corporate sort of whatever, and entwined in there, raping their people of everything decent, taking all their minerals, and then sue the friggin' government. It's in America, that's what the law is. It's a tool of lawyers to get at you. You know what I mean? I've had it happen to me. And, you know, I could sue this neighbor right now. He could sue me. We're a suit-happy nation that's full of greedy lawyers that will take your friggin' money to do just that. You know what I mean? And but at the higher level, it's what's ruined possibly the world. It's put the world on the brink of nuclear disaster. Everything about it's just so evil. That's just, and it's the bloodsuckers that they're representing, you know, the Donald Trumps, etc. But Donald Trump's a little peon compared to the real people that run things. The zillionaire class and the heads of all the various elite corporations, from your news networks to the owners of those things. And, you know, all your multimedia shit, obviously. That includes all your internet stuff, and it's all monitored. I get into the whole spiel on that, but, you know, I'll just touch upon, because this is hopefully for the people like my friend, I can mention his name, who just is oblivious, doesn't care. I think even after I tell him all this, hey, you know, our government's participating in a genocide as we speak. We're killing literally hundreds of people a day right now, and have been for the last, you know, at this point in time, what, 15 months? And then you dig into that, it's like, oh wait, Iraq was the same thing. Afghanistan, Libya, Syria, they're all United States little operations to destabilize governments and for corporate interests, basically, and then the cost of humanity and their fucking, you know, their fact that they were a nation, existing nation. Hey, they had their faults, but certainly the United States didn't go in there and help their cause. Let's just put it that way, all right? They've destroyed these countries. They literally leveled Iraq in front of our eyes, all right? You literally have tapes of people killing, you know, soldiers, like it's a video game. So you see these Iraqi soldiers doing it. Yeah, well, they learned from their big brother, apparently, I guess. You know, Mossad or whatever. I mean, CIA, you know, all this, that's the undercurrent. Just like the lawyers are the bad guys, the really, really, really bad guys when it comes to using law as a weapon, weaponized law. And, you know, having beyond deep pockets so they can just outlawyer you, if nothing else. I mean, you're totally 100% innocent, obviously, doesn't matter. That's an irrelevant thing. Can you prove that in a court of law? Law. Yeah. Supreme Court just recently made it legal for like Elon Musk to openly in front of everybody just give $150 million or what it was to Donald Trump and dance with him on stage and become the head of some department, even though he's a defense contractor for the United States military. I mean, this is the world we live in, all right? This is just like, I don't know. What can you say about it? It's so bad. I'd like to say there's hope. I know I watch things that have hope and people say have hope, but the only hope is that people like my friend wake up and they don't appear to be, you know, I related to food as well, because I didn't really get into why I said that, but it's because I feel like an outcast, a pariah when it comes to eating, that's for sure. Because I'm the only one that eats with purpose, man. I'm the only one that, like, you know, is trying to get healthy because of food. Go to my doctor and it's the last thing they bring up. And, you know, I'm very interested in mitochondria. It seems how 30% of our body weight is mitochondria, which is a foreign organ, which is kind of strange, right? I mean, 70% of our body, the cellular structure is foreign organisms, their own DNA, hence mitochondrial DNA. But so you just kind of, what I try to do, and I'm gonna try to do, is keep it 20 minutes. I hate videos that are more than 20 minutes, so. Oh, it's really bad. Lawyers suck. They suck so bad, sucking the blood out of the USA and the world. They suck. Yeah.
bringing us down to our knees.
So you got lawyers work in conjunction with like CIA for billionaires' interests across the world. And we have our 800 military bases. I think Russia has 9 military bases in various places. We have 800. That's not like, a problem for other countries. So yeah, we're the only one with, even China has like 1. I don't know, I'm not talking bases outside the country, you know what I mean? So yeah, United States is terrorist. I'm gonna keep reminding people as a sign off, we are a terrorist tyranny already. There is no democracy in this country. It's an illusion. There's, the puppeteers, I like to call them, and they have secret plans that we're not aware of, or we're becoming more and more aware of, actually, because you can only hide so much. And yeah, it's not good. I mean, AI is going to be, it already is monitoring your every move. I don't care who you are. You're being recorded. Probably everything you say, everything you do, every move you make. It's just recorded for just because they can. And your phone, this phone I'm recording on, I think it's iPhone 15 or maybe, they're like the biggest surveillance device known to mankind. So, yeah, just keep that in mind when you have your phone around you. So best not to maybe keep it right beside you all the time. They'll know where you are though. It's your locator, unless you want to go put it somewhere else to fool everybody. Yeah, so, I don't know. It's a scary world. Anyways, peace and love.